How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Capitol Bourbon. My name is Steven, and on today's special video, we're reviewing the Found North Cask Strength Whiskey, Batch 9, aged 19 years. Now, I feel like Found North is one of those craft whiskey companies that are getting a lot of hype everywhere on social media, so it's about time I finally found a bottle, picked one up for myself, cracking it open, and gonna give it a review. Now, Found North is a Canadian whiskey company, mainly known for their blends of Canadian whiskey. This being my first bottle and first ever try, I can't really vouch for that. But if what I hear online has a sliver of truth, this is set to be some really great whiskey in this bottle we got. So this bottle here, which is aged 19 years, is actually their oldest release to date. And actually the main blended whiskey in here, the main component is that 19-year-old whiskey, which is a finished rye. But as far as I can tell, there are up to 7 different other types of whiskey, which are also blended in here. And those 7 whiskeys can age up to 26 years old, which is pretty darn old. And so what I'm trying to get out of this is kind of those dustier, mustier flavors, as well as a richer texture, which you can expect from an older aged whiskey like we have here. This batch is coming in at 124.6 proof or 62.3% alcohol. And there are over 6,000 bottles of this made. Mine happens to be bottled 3,842. And the grain composition of this one, or the mash bill, really is 91% corn, 8% rye, and 1% barley, which is pretty interesting in my book. The MSRP for this bottle, I believe, ranges between $170 to $200. I was able to find mine through a trade and was able to just trade some Blanton's, Eagle Rare, and a little bit extra cash for this bottle. So I'm pretty happy about that, and I'm pretty excited about it. Okay, that's enough talking. Let's crack her open, give it a sniff, and finally a taste. See how it's on the palate, and see if it's actually worth the hype that Found North has been getting. See the pop on this? Decent pop. Only managed to spill a little bit there. Okay. Immediately, I'm getting hit with a bunch of cherry, a bunch of red fruit. To me, kind of almost smelling like a Weller 107. You can smell a little bit of the grain there, which is interesting given that this is 19 years old and 26 years. You are getting quite complex though on the nose. Yeah, the more it sits, I'm actually getting some mustiness or some of the dustiness from that age now. Less of that grain finish just from a fresh crack, more of that dustiness. Cherry flavor, red fruit flavor is a little bit less intense than what it was before. All right, well, let's give her a taste. Okay, and that's some good whiskey right there. On this one, you are tasting a little bit of that cherry throughout the entire sip. You are getting a little bit of oak there. It's kind of a soft oak. It's not really something in your face. There's not a bunch of spice in there. It's kind of, well-rounded. There's no rough edges on this one. The finish on this one does last quite a bit. Definitely not the longest finish I've ever had. It doesn't go on for eons. It does go on pretty long, but not super long. The proof point on this one is honestly perfect at 124.2. It's sitting really well. It's not giving me a huge burn down my esophagus. You do feel some of it, but it's giving you a nice, you can taste the proof, but it's really nice actually. Let's give it one more sip here. I'm not getting a ton of sweetness. That sip I was getting a little bit more. Honestly, the beginning flavor is kind of grapey to me, kind of like a fresh green grape. Yep, I'm getting that grape again. Less cherry this time. Finishing with cherry actually a little bit there. It's a pretty complex pour, I'm not gonna lie. This is one of the nicer pours I've had, and I've had quite a few pours. I'm really liking this. Yeah, I'm still pulling out little bits of details and flavors as I'm continuing to drink it. Yeah, on the nose now, I'm strangely not getting too much anymore, to be honest. Still that oakiness is coming through, but not too much of anything else. Well guys, that was the taste of the Found North Cask Strength Batch number 9. Would I recommend you picking up this whiskey if you were to find it for the MSRP point, around 170? I, in fact, would recommend this. To me, this is pretty complex, hits all those right flavors, a little bit of cherry, got that grape, got that complexity, a little bit of mustiness. The finish is quite long. It's not the longest, but it's pretty good. The mouthfeel and the proof on this, I think, is just perfect. It's definitely not a beginner's whiskey, but honestly, it's some really good whiskey. And if I was to recommend it, definitely buy this. I would give this an A rating for sure. Definitely, if you can find a pour, definitely give it a shot if you can and if it's reasonably priced. And finally, is Found North worth the hype? Well, I don't know about that, but I know that Batch 9 here, the 19-year cask strength whiskey, is phenomenal and definitely good and definitely will be sitting on my shelf here front and center. Well, that's it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the review here of the Found North Cask Strength Whiskey Batch number 9. Then please give this video a like, subscribe, and comment. That really helps in growing the channels and getting the numbers to where they want to be, and helps me be motivated to make more content and know what you guys like. And that's it. Until next time, cheers.